Find the lengths of the sides of this right triangle if the hypotenuse is 10 centimeters longer than the shorter leg and 5 centimeters longer than the longer leg. Now notice I just have a generic right triangle drawn here. I do not know if it's to scale or not, but it will work as our diagram. So we want to find the lengths of the sides of a right triangle. The hypotenuse is 10 centimeters longer than the shorter leg. So I'll let x represent the length of the shorter leg, which means x plus 10 represents the length of the hypotenuse. And then this hypotenuse is also 5 centimeters longer than the longer leg. If this is 5 centimeters longer than the longer leg, that must mean the longer leg is this minus 5, or x plus 5. So there we've labeled the sides of our right triangle, and then what can we use to set up some sort of equation to solve to find x? Well, we can use the Pythagorean theorem, that being this length squared plus this length squared is equal to x plus 10, the hypotenuse length squared. Now let's go ahead and square. We've got x squared plus, if you need to, go off to the side and write x plus 5 times x plus 5 so that you can multiply correctly, but it's x squared plus 10x plus 25. Same thing for squaring x plus 10. If you need to, go off to the side, write x plus 10 times x plus 10, but when you multiply, it's x squared plus 20x plus 100. And now, let's see what we have. We have x squared plus x squared, and then I'm going to subtract x squared, so that's 2x squared minus x squared is x squared, and I've taken care of these terms. I have 10x minus 20x. I'm subtracting 20x from both sides, so that's minus 10x. And then I have 25 minus 100, that's negative 75 is equal to 0. I was trying to get 0 on one side, and now let's see if we can get a factored polynomial on this left side. If you work with this and factor it, you'll factor it as x minus 15 times x plus 5 is equal to 0, and then you set each factor equal to 0, or x plus 5 is equal to 0. Here add 15 to both sides. We'll have x is 15, or x is negative 5. Now don't forget, negative 5 stood for the length of one side of a right triangle, so because of that, we will not use negative 5, we will use 15. So this shorter leg has length 15 centimeters, and then this is 15 plus 5, or 20 centimeters, and then this is 15 plus 10, or 25 centimeters. Check and make sure the Pythagorean theorem works here. Check and make sure your dimensions are correct, but there are the dimensions of our right triangle.